100 lifetime wins in Pro League.
That is such a huge number. This is a guy who's been around for so long. He has so much experience playing in televised matches. Nothing can really get to him.
He's played so many games of Pro League. He's played more games than some players who played StarCraft 2 for 2 years have ever played, like, in their entire career. Like, if you multiply the ×2, you still wouldn't have as many.
Yeah. And over here we have CJAntis' herO. He's got a nice gold outline there.
The gold outline is representing that he's one of the top Protosses the race. Like any player who was in the race war, basically the top 3, I think, get this golden border.
That is really sick, man. I really love that, actually.
So basically, when you reach the gold border, you know it's one of the top Protoss players, top performing ones in the previous round.
And he really is. It's going to be a big game here for Stork. We're going to go right into this PvP. Stork is going to have to show really good games against this guy. He is a monster.
Yeah, herO is not an easy opponent for Stork. This is where CJAntis could get ahead. The first map is going to be Frost, a 4-player map. The players are ready, and so are we. So let's jump into game number 1.
LTA는 SK텔레콤.
Down here in the bottom right, the blue Protoss for Samsung Galaxy Con. This is going to be Stork.
Yeah, until you said it wasn't. It was going to be him.
It's going to be him. I summoned him out into the battlefield.
Yeah. Here's herO, of course, representing CJAntis. Very successful player overseas and one of our top Protosses right now. And just talking about Code A and Code S performances like players. And well, this is a 4-player map, so Protoss versus Protoss in this map it's really unpredictable because it's hard to determine what your opponent's doing early on because of the 4-player map. It's hard to scout. It's hard to put on 2 gateway pressure. So sometimes players will just choose to play greedy on this map. There's a lot of different ways to play it. But I really don't like this map for this reason. It's a 4-player map, and it's such a huge 4-player map that if you get unlucky with your scouting pattern, it can cost you so much.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about it a lot, especially for PvP in these mirror matchups where, you know, sometimes it can just be a build order win. And for PvP, you know, that's definitely one of the big things here. And on a map like this where it's very unpredictable, it's hard to scout your opponent. Maybe a player decides to be a little more greedy than the other one, and he gets away with it because of the map. And that's a big win for him.
I can't even read that, I'll be honest.
Yeah, that's really interesting handwriting there.
That's Sanskrit. Like, I can't read Sanskrit.
It's hieroglyphics, man. That's beyond our knowledge.
Yeah, I mean, I'm like starting to know a little bit of Hanja piece by piece, so are you, man, but I don't know what I don't know what we just saw there.
Yeah, the Hanja, man, the Chinese letters, the Chinese characters from which the Korean came from. It's hard to learn, you know, the Korean writing system. We've actually talked about it a bit on air, about how easy it is. If you guys do not know Hangul, the writing system for Korean, definitely go read that, or definitely go learn that. It only takes about an hour to learn, and it's very useful.
Just practice it, you know, it's pretty easy, especially if you live in Korea, but if you don't, you know, just try to read some Korean, look at the players' names, for example, the map names, stuff like that.
You could even look at this, fan signs which are in Korean.
Yeah. It's just making his name into like an acronym, basically, like 3 parts of it. So, looks like Stork is going to get lucky with his scout here. And right now, herO is just taking that extra mining. He's not sending a probe out, which is reasonable for the map. And a slight variation in build orders here is herO starts his sentry and a mothership core, whereas no sentry just yet for Stork.
Yeah, and he's currently boosting this out. I mean, he hasn't put out the scout, so he has no idea what Stork is doing, so this is smart. He wants to get that sentry just in case. Be a little bit safer.
Yeah, and Stork, instead of getting a sentry at all, he gets a Stargate. He's going to use his 100 gas for that, and he also knows his opponent hasn't scouted him at all, and also very likely didn't send a probe out, because had he would have seen it already. So he's basically just making a very smart choice here based on what he's seen with his probe.
Yeah, and this probe, he's seen the sentry. I wonder if he's going to go for Phoenixes here. He could even actually go for Oracles as well.
He could do, you know, after seeing the Sentry Phoenix play, that would be pretty solid.
We actually saw, I think it was the first game, and I think, no, it was the other herO, it was Liquid herO. the first game of round 1, I think it was.
Versus Cal.
Yeah, versus Cal. Where Cal came in with the Phoenixes, lifted up the sentries, and just walked into the base and won.
Yeah, that's something we certainly could see. And speaking of Phoenixes, he starts one. Could definitely see this type of timing attack. You know, Bisu, Stork, and Cal seem to have similar playstyles in StarCraft 2 when Bisu was playing StarCraft 2. You know, I wouldn't be surprised if he actually goes for he's hiding his Phoenixes. Hasn't added any extra gateways, hasn't started a Nexus.
Looks like he's fixing to make one. He hides the probe very well, and he does not let that probe get into the base. So now herO has got to be saying to himself, what's going on? What attack is coming at me right now? Because he did not see that probe that's going to make that Nexus, and it's going to be a little while before he sees it. He's going to have to send this Phoenix right over, get the scout on, and he might be faced with these 3 Phoenixes and lose that Phoenix. He's got to be careful as well.
This PvP is going to be really fun. I'm telling you guys right now, it's Phoenix versus Phoenix variation of PvP. And unfortunately for Stork, he's on the slower end of this. He has the better economy though. And already we see a transition out of Phoenixes by Stork. He sees the Stork, but he doesn't see the Phoenixes at all. But he's transitioning into robotics, so I wonder how Stork is going to respond to this.
Yeah, we're going to have to see. Now he does see the Phoenixes. Phoenixes are going to come in here. He's going to have to take these probes away. Even though he did get that faster Nexus, he's not really able to mine from it just yet because of these Phoenixes. And these Phoenixes are getting a very nice scout on. They do see the other Phoenixes of herO as well as that Stargate. Not much else to see.
Definitely not. And both of them continue to make Phoenixes as they realize like this becomes a battle oftentimes of who has the higher Phoenix count will win the game. Nice interception here. Meanwhile, he knows he has more hit points with his Phoenixes. Will catch one. And could actually micro save one of the other ones. Does not, in fact. And
oh, wow. herO actually could have gotten that last Phoenix as well.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, a little micro mistake allows that Phoenix to live with 1 hit point.
Once the lasers link, you know, you can't really, if as long as you continue to move, you will not lose the link because they both have the same range and the same movement. They fire while moving.
Yeah.
That was a bit of a mistake there for sure, like you said. Robotics is done for Stork. herO shows no such transition. And he's actually going to now go and kill that Phoenix. Or, you know, attempt to.
Yeah. Not Phoenix. Stork regains the Phoenix count here. A higher Phoenix count.
This is such a funny style of PvP. We do see this every now and then eventually players will get like the Fleet Beacon and go into you know, additional Phoenixes. It doesn't look like they're really going to overcommit here though, since the Phoenix count has stayed so low because they kept trading against each other.
Yeah.
Dark Shrine's not a bad choice for Stork because he knows his opponent's detection is lacking right now.
It is lacking. I think herO knows that as well. He's getting the Oracle right now. But if he could actually snipe that Oracle with the Phoenixes, if he continues to make it, he does have 3, Stork does. If he can snipe that Oracle and actually come in with these Dark Templar, it's going to be really hard for herO to deal with. He is putting down that Forge as well now. He's going to need to lay down those cannons ASAP.
Yeah, that's definitely what he wants to have here. Fake Oracle comes in right now here. He's just going to get a little bit of scouting information. And then the second Oracle, if he decides to harass with it, could do damage, but I don't think he's, after seeing what he just saw, I don't think he's going to harass with it. He sees a Dark Shrine, sends it back home for detection, should start 2 cannons, 1 at each of his bases, just to have that additional detection, that additional protection.
Yeah. And even though, you know, maybe the surprise is a little bit gone, Stork is still going to have that Dark Shrine up, and he could, you know, put on the harass with the Dark Templar with 4 prisms or various ways, but this Oracle actually is not in the right place, and I don't think cannons were put down. I'm not sure if he actually saw it. I think the Oracle actually saw it, but he didn't click on the building, and I don't know if he knows this.
Doesn't look like he does, man. He's got sentries here, but they're not ready. Uh-oh. SpaghettiOs. Here comes the DT into the main base.
Oracle started right away here at home for herO, but this is going to be a ton of probes now. He's going to lose so much mining time here. A nice force field does go down at the bottom of the ramp, but this other DT did get in. He's flying this other Oracle back as fast as possible. This DT already with 3 kills.
Yep. He's actually not getting that many kills, surprisingly. I don't know what magic trick he used to keep the probes in the main but the DT out, but like something went wrong there. And he should actually lose 1 DT here. He's going to get it right.
I mean, the blink is coming down as well. He gets lifted.
There he goes.
Blink does finish at the same time as well.
But the damage has been done. The transition back at home into a heavy Zealot count is already done. He's got a much better probe count at this point.
Yeah, that's what I was pointing to. That's a huge number right now. He lost so much mining time as well. He wasn't making probes in the meantime, while Stork was probably chrono boosting out at 2 at a time. He's at a very healthy 50 right now. And he's getting this army up. We even see in the supply tab right now, it's 105 to 64.
Yeah, a lot of unspent resources for herO. I mean, his robotics tech is so late as it is. I think we might just see Charge Zealot Immortal attack here. I mean, he has, I don't think he has just a few Archons in the mix, so that's just something else that can help him out. I don't think that, I mean, just mathematically speaking, Stork can hold this. He doesn't have enough, and he won't have enough.
If he attacked right now, Stork would win the game just based on the composition he has. He has the Immortals for the Blink Stalkers, which is basically all that herO has right now. And he just has so much stuff. He could go over. I'm just not sure if he knows he has this advantage right now. He's even building more gateways, trying to, you know, power up here. But he could actually just walk across the map and win. We see herO poking at the front with his Blink Stalkers. They could actually get lifted here. 3 of them do get lifted. And that's just going to make it even worse for herO here.
Yeah, I mean, look at the supply in Army, 65 to 31. Make that 29 as one of the Stalkers dies. This little Oracle could be annoying. There's already a cannon up, though. And basically, herO's evened up the worker count because Stork has stopped probe production, but he didn't actually get in the Army because he was spending all his money on probes, all his time on building those probes, all his chrono.
He even loses the Oracle here for herO. We saw him, you know, sighing and closing his eyes there in the beginning of the match. Maybe he's a little bit nervous, but some mistakes have been made here.
He's seen death walking towards him, man. This is the Grim Reaper right here. That Colossus is just there for looking pretty. And that's, the Mothership Core does the overcharge, but it doesn't look like it's going to matter, man. No way.
Time Warp goes down as well. The Stalkers try to blink back and do whatever they can. Zealots are behind, but it's just not going to matter. There's too much stuff here. Another Time Warp goes down.
Yep.
And this Nexus is going to go down as well.
That's game, man. herO will not hold this. Absolutely not. It's already over. He's got a third of his opponent's supply forward pylon going down to look cute. But herO, I think, is just trying to come to terms with this. He got crushed in this game.
Yeah, it did not look close, really, from the mid-game. There's the GG. herO is going to go down. Stork is going to take the first match here for Samsung. And I have to say, herO was the big winner here for CJ Antis, and him not winning that match is huge.
Yeah, that was, you know, probably the match, if you look at the list of players today, they were the most sure they would win. And Stork takes a win, which is pretty surprising. And now Samsung looks poised to do extremely well today. Oh, it's not a good place to be for CJ fans right now.
But a great place to be for Samsung. I mean, Stork taking that game in a PvP against herO, when herO has shown a lot of great games so far in PvP. They got to be really happy here.
Yeah, I was really impressed with Stork's play. He was able to identify what his opponent was doing. He was able to get a lot of harassment done. That was a big disappointing part from herO. He just didn't have any response for the DTs. He had the Forge up fast, but he lost some probes, he lost a lot of mining time, found himself really, really far behind them just because of